This is a way to keep G4 TV alive. And please be courteous and watch through the whole video. Thank you very much. And enjoy. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Revenge of the Show. Today, first of all, I'm going to talk about is All Elite Wrestling Grand Slam that happened yesterday at Rampage and a few days ago on Dynamite. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is the first night for AEW Dynamite. You know, that's when the first part of Grand Slam. The one thing I really liked was the first opening match. You know, the title for title. Claudio Castelloni and Eddie Kingston, who were both champions. I mean, Claudio was the Ring of Honor World Champion, and Eddie Kingston was the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Champion. It was title for title, winner takes all. And it was epic. Especially for Eddie, around in his hometown in New York. Eddie Kingston won the match. He's not just a strong champion anymore for New Japan Pro Wrestling, but also Ring of Honor World Champion, in which he deserved it. I'm really surprised about that. Especially on his post on X, was formerly Twitter. After he won the Ring of Honor World Champion, he stated that he deserved it. You know, the surprising thing was he was supposed to retire in 2020. That I had no idea about. But luckily he stayed on the wrestling, especially with New Japan Pro Wrestling and All Elite Wrestling, which he's currently in. But now he's not just a strong New Japan Pro Wrestling champion, but also the Ring of Honor World Champion. There were a lot of good matches. The most surprising thing was Sammy Guevara turning against Chris Jericho. You know, Sammy Guevara was always a good ally to Chris Jericho, being a part of the Inner Circle, and then the Jericho Appreciation Society was also disbanded. But after that match, despite having good sportsmanship, Sammy Guevara turned heel on Jericho. It was surprising seeing something like that. But I did hear some news that on AEW's new pay-per-view next month, Wrestle Dream, it might be Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega against Sammy Guevara and Will Ospreay. And Kenny Omega does have a grudge with Don Callis. I mean, in the past years, Don Callis was always like a supporter with Kenny Omega, especially when Kenny won the AEW World Champion. But then soon after Don Callis turned on Kenny Omega during Blood and Guts, which was shocking. As well as Chris Jericho, who also has a feud with Don Callis. Don Callis aided Chris Jericho a couple of times before. But because of that, that's when the Jericho Appreciation Society disbanded. Hell, all the members disbanded, turned against Jericho and decided to leave. And a week after, Jericho made a decision on wanting to join the Don Callis family, but he later rejected it after he saw a picture of Don Callis holding Jericho's severed head. And Jericho was not happy about it. And this was before All In. You know, and Will Ospreay came to help out Don Callis after Jericho attacked him, and Jericho did everything he could. But Will Ospreay had had the upper advantage and defeated them and all that. But enough about that for now. Let's get back to the rest of Grand Slam. And one thing, and there were pretty few good matches also. Yeah, especially. Yeah, but the one thing was the closing match, which was the AEW International Championship. Jon Moxley, who was the current champion, against Rey Fenix, who became the new champion. It was a tough fight for the both of them. Rey Fenix did everything. Rey Fenix did everything he could, but when his signature move, when dropping Moxley's really exactly on his head, was another. I mean, there was a video of it. I did saw it on X. Yeah, somebody managed to post it. Yeah, the first count out after that signature move was just unbelievable and ridiculous. I mean, Rey Fenix actually had that, but the referee stopped. Yeah, he went out 1, 2, and then he just stopped right there, like he didn't exactly finish the count out. Especially when Moxley was just completely unconscious. I mean, he did twitch, but he didn't really move his shoulder. And that's when Rey Fenix did it again. I mean, but with that, I think, but with that, they were stating that Jon Moxley suffered a concussion because of that. But the real mistake was what the referee did himself. But after that second one, the referee made the official countout, and Rey Fenix was the champion. Kudos to him. But with Moxley, that was another. I mean, according to Tony Khan, Moxley was checked by doctors, and he stated that he was okay. But with Moxley, he needs to be careful. I mean, he better be okay, or else he might pass out or something. I don't know what happens when you have a concussion or you get dizzy, but But Jon Moxley was not the only one who got hurt. In the main event, MJF defending his world title, AEW world title against Samoa Joe. Adam Cole was heading over coming out of the entrance to try and help out MJF, but he jumped nearby the entrance ramp, and it looks like that he may have twisted his ankle. After that, he was heading to the hospital, so he may have severely injured his ankle. I mean, I've been there before. But with MJF, he did manage to retain his AEW world title, and both he and Samoa Joe actually shook hands like a sign of sportsmanship. And that was part 1 of Grand Slam. Yesterday of AEW Grand Slam happened on AEW Rampage, and it was a 2-hour event. Let me tell you, with Sting and Darby Allin as a tag team, they did what they get. They did everything they can, and they did when it came to Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. But later tonight, Darby Allin is going to have a chance at the TNT Championship, but it's a triple threat match. Not just Luchasaurus, but with Christian Cage. But I think something might happen with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, because even when Luchasaurus won the TNT Championship, Christian Cage states that he is the true TNT Championship. And who knows, maybe Luchasaurus will completely have had enough of all of this. But then there was the Acclaim defending their World Trios Championship against the Dark Order. And with Billy Gunn, he still got it. Yeah, he and the Acclaimed are still the AEW World Trios Champions. 3 against 3. The final one was the main event was really epic. The Elite, which is the Hangman Adam Page, and the Jackson brothers, Matt and Nick, who are also the AEW vice presidents, and they were going to go, and they managed to have a chance to be the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Champions. 3 against 3. But for Ring of Honor, they call it, the 6-Man Championship, because there's 6 people in the ring, and it's 3 against 3. And it was the Mongol Embassy. They were the current Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. Man, it was really epic seeing all of that. And the Elite, they managed to do it. They are officially the 2-time Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. I know it's hard for me to say, it is the first time I've ever, when I first heard about that, it's still hard for me to say, that time. Grand Slam was pretty epic, but I can't wait what will happen tonight at AEW Collision, because will Darby Allin have a chance to beat a 3-time TNT champion? But who knows? Okay. Now to get on with more serious matters. When it comes to World of Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. Apparently since the merger between them and UFC, Unified Fighting Championship. Ultimate Fighting League. Yeah, that's it. They're now together. They're now called as TKO Productions. But when it comes to a merger, it doesn't mean it's all peaches and cream. A few days ago, there were a couple of layoffs on Thursday with some WWE wrestlers. 2 of them were actually notably more famous wrestlers. That's been on there for like almost more than 20 years, or like 10 years. First, there was Dolph Ziggler. He was once a one-time World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, Dolph Ziggler. He was currently on NXT that I know of. Yeah, he was also the NXT champion, from what I heard last time I heard of him. Yeah, he was released from WWE. And then there was Shelton Benjamin. I remember that he was on there since 2003. And he was part of the Hurt Business a few years back. When Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin himself, and he was a tag team champion with Cedric Alexander. But now, I don't think he's going to be part of the new Hurt Business now. It's shocking, Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin released from WWE. But they weren't the only ones who were released. Yeah, see, right here are the list of people who were released, especially some of them who are from NXT. I hardly watch NXT sometimes, but man, now that guy remember Top Dollar. He was a part of Hit Row, that tag team Hit Row. They had a successful matches and even tried to go for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. They didn't succeed in that. They were still a memorable tag team. Man, it can't be Hit Row without Top Dollar. Man, now it's down to just 2 people now. And then yesterday was even more shocking. Matt Riddle, he was also released from WWE, and he was currently wrestling. Yeah. Looks like RK Bro might be done. Because there is some news. I heard that Randy Orton has been in the WWE Performance Center. So there might be a chance he might come later in the future, but RK Bro may not happen. Still unbelievable. I still can't believe it. As for Vince McMahon, he's not really controlling WWE anymore. So far, from what I know of, is that he might have to step down as chairman of the TKO Productions due to some allegations that has been reported against him. Yeah, this ain't no joke. Some people were a little bit upset about it. Before about the allegations, but some people were upset that he was still a part of it. And besides, he was the reason that he was making backstage changes to Monday Night Raw. But still, with allegations with Mr. McMahon, jeez. Okay. Oh yeah, there was also one other wrestler that was also noticeable, and and the one who always tries the most challenging ever was also Mustafa Ali. Yeah, according to his post right here on X, he was also released from WWE. Yeah, that was a typo he typed out as a mistake. But for Mustafa Ali being released, that's a real problem because he was supposed to be in the North American Championship against, like, he was going to go for the North American Championship, NXT North American Championship against Dominic Mysterio, who is currently the champion. But now, what will happen now? Like, they already have some promos for that one, especially when it comes to the announcements on NXT. That championship match was supposed to happen at NXT No Mercy in October. But now, who knows what will happen? Well, I think I know what might happen. During NXT there was, Ilya Dragunov attacking Dominic Mysterio after, Dominic pissed him off. Dragunov went over and attacked Dominic. That was something. So they might change up the matchup with that one, or then they might turn it into a triple threat match. Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT North American Championship. Who knows what'll happen? But man, hey, I'm rooting for the people who were released. I mean, they'll be able to find more work soon. And if you guys know what I mean, then you know what I mean. Okay, here's just another surprising thing about WWE programming. So far their 3 current shows are going to be making big changes for next year, of course. Friday Night SmackDown will starting in October of 2024. Friday Night SmackDown will no longer be on Fox as of next year. Yeah, probably in the last, next September, in 2024 will be their last time they'll be airing on Fox, and they'll be airing it back on the USA Network. That's like their second. That's like the second move to cable. The first move to cable for SmackDown was on Sci-Fi, but then later on in the years they moved it to the USA Network and put it on Tuesdays. I can't believe they're doing that. But that's not just the worst part. As for Monday Night Raw and NXT, they will no longer be part of the USA Network for next year. So apparently, almost after, like, let's see. Yeah, almost. No, wait. Yeah, almost about about 16 or 17 years on the USA Network. It's finally going to be over for Monday Night Raw. It might not be aired on Monday nights anymore, but this can be something different that Monday Night Raw, that WWE can do. Like, if they can, then maybe for the first time ever, Raw can be aired on national television. Because Monday Night Raw was always a part of cable television, but with their sister channel, SmackDown, it first aired on UPN on national television before being moved to the cable, and then back on the national television with Fox, which was really, really, really liked. I mean, it seemed to fit. It was pretty awesome watching it on Fox for SmackDown, of course. But with that, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But hopefully WWE Raw will be moved to national television for next year. Besides, if we're lucky, that Disney makes a deal with WWE, it might be aired on. Raw might be aired on Fox, so Fox might get Raw instead of SmackDown for next year, or that it might get moved to ABC. I know it won't be on Monday nights anymore, but still, I would definitely watch it. It would be pretty awesome, as long as they keep the 3-hour time. That's what they also need to do. Keep the 3-hour time. Especially for Fox. They need to start making drastic changes. They can't just be 2-hour prime time anymore. Or at least put it on NBC. But for NBC, they made a deal with NBC Universal to air 4 specials starting next year. So who knows what might happen for next year? All we know is it's got to wait until October 2024. Man, one drastic day for wrestling. So, okay, let's get on with the feed. When it comes to the feed, it comes with news. Well, when it comes to... Well, let me tell you about what's going to be happening starting in a couple of months. So far, we all know about there's going to be a new Castlevania sequel on Netflix. I'm definitely going to watch it. Also, here's the reminder that you guys need to remember. Spread the word. Seriously. And also when it comes to Netflix, it always comes with Squid Game. But the second season is not going to be out yet. It's going to be the reality show. Yeah, you heard me right. The reality show of Squid Game. Yesterday, I saw the teaser trailer for the show itself. I heard the audio from the actual contestants. Man. And I see them all running for the first game, red light, green light. I can't wait to see how this plays out. It's going to be out in November 22nd. But before November 22nd, there's November 2nd. Well, in the first week of November, the long anticipated second season of Invincible, based on a comic book by Robert Kirkman, is going to be having their second season this November. And as for G4, this has been officially since 1 year before the second shutdown, that the employees who were this has been 1 year since the people who were laid off from G4 that time. Well, not all the employees, some of them. Before they shut down completely of G4 in October and November. But now there's been like a GoFundMe page right here from. Yeah, like I said, there's a GoFundMe app. The link's right there. It's been supported by Tanya Reid. Like, it's been made by Tanya Reid. And she wants to help out the people who were laid off that year. And because of the writer's strike, it's becoming more difficult because of that. Yeah, here's the post right here. Yeah, it was reposted by No Contact G4. But yeah, for any amount that can help out. Yeah, just click on the app. I'm just the messenger about it, Because with the writer's strike, But I hear they're close for the deal with the writer's strike. Who knows? It's been on the longest since the 2008 writer's strike. So yeah, click on the app and you'll see. So yeah, they need about $17,000, not 70, 17. But yeah, that's the GoFundMe. You know, the link for the GoFundMe page is right there, below my description of my video. So yeah, it doesn't matter what amount it is, as long as whatever is, as long as whatever helps. So yeah, this has been Revenge of the Show for now. I'll see you all next time. And, like and subscribe below, and remember, yeah.